the thing that then how much should a pregnant woman eat? So we'll explain it. And actually, how much to eat means that extra calories only they need to add on, which they can add with a different food group. So, like what we are doing and what the guidelines are telling that first we need to assess, no, assess, and that assessment is according to the BMI. So BMI is based on body mass index. So you can just see the screen that how we are categorizing it, how we are assessing our pregnant patients or pregnant ladies. So if you are underweight, that is like your BMI is less than 18.5,
ನಾನು
which
ಕಳೆಗೆ
we
ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ
calculate,
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈಗ
which we
ಇಳಿಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು
calculate.
ಕಳೆಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಕ್ಕಂದ್ರೆಲ್ಲ ಆಟ ಆಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬಿಡಿ
I just want to, hello, hello. I just want to request everybody, can you please mute yourself? So whenever the question
Sorry.
is there,
Sorry.
definitely you can unmute yourself, because you know that the basic backgrounds and all the noise and all, we are not very clear with what I'm speaking, and the people are not very much comfortable in hearing that what I'm telling to them. So please kindly mute yourself whenever required. Definitely you can mute yourself, unmute yourself. Should I continue here? Hello?
Yeah, continue.
Hello? Okay, fine. So we are discussing about the body mass. We are discussing about the body mass index. So definitely we are calculating the body mass index, which is, the formula is weight in kg by height in meter square. So we are taking pre-pregnancy weight and height, and we are calculating the BMI. And if the BMI falls under the underweight category, then definitely there is a need to add extra calories in the first trimester onwards, which is like plus 150 calories. In the second trimester, it is plus 400 calories. And in the third trimester, which like varies from plus 400 to plus 600. So basically, plus means, I'll explain here, that we need to assess that how much calorie requirement is there for the body, for the pregnant lady, for the specific case. So it's like case to case is varies. And then after assessing that, pregnant ladies or pregnancy, we are like calculating the BMI, and we are just finding out that where that pregnancy is coming. If it is coming underweight, then we are adding the calories as accordingly. I just explained to you. And according to that, in the first trimester, it is plus 50, plus 150. In the second trimester, it is plus 400. And in the third trimester, it is plus 400 to plus 600. In the same way, in the normal way, like if the BMI is coming under 18.5 to 24.9 kg per meter square, then definitely in the second trimester, there's a need to add plus 400 calories. And in the next third trimester, there is a need of add plus 400 calories. Like the same, if the BMI is coming overweight, which is greater than 25, then we are adding plus 200 calories in the second trimester and plus 400 calories in the third trimester. So I can explain here, that how much calories, how to measure, like how to measure that what you're extra eating and how much calories comes from there. So before that, I just wanted to discuss about the BMI, which I have already explained now. But again, like BMI is your body mass index, which measures in the terms of your healthy weight for your height. And in pregnancy, we take pre-pregnancy weight for measuring the BMI. So if your BMI is coming under 18.5, then you are underweight. If it is coming between 18.5 to 24.9, then healthy weight. And if it is coming between 25 to 29.9, then it is overweight. And if it is exceeding than 30, then definitely the obesity. So depending on this BMI, we add on the extra calories depending upon your trimester. So now I'll just add on like how much calories, how to do the calorie calculation. So just a short description. So we do have an exchange list. So exchange list is basically the categorization of the food groups, which is a 5 food groups like cereals, pulses, the vegetables. The vegetables having the 3 types like green leafy vegetables, roots and tubers, other vegetables. Then we have a fruits group. Then we have a fats and oil, sugars and all. And that milk and all is come under the milk and non-veg and all come under the protein part. So basically, we have a 5 food group So like 25 to 30 gram of cereals or millet exchange will give you 100 calories. Then pulses, 25 to 30 grams of no, raw edible pulses will give you 100 calories. And like if you're taking the fruits, so 100 grams of fruits will give you 50 calories. 100 grams of vegetables will give you 50 calories. So I just want to explain very briefly that this is how we can add on the extra calories. So suppose a woman needs 150 extra calories. So what we can do is we can add on a little bit extra with the fruit part or vegetable part and maybe the protein part. So first of all, try to go on adding the protein part, then vegetable and fruit. If it is required, then definitely we can increase from the cereal part. So this is how we are adding the extra calories in the diet planning. And now I think the doctor will discuss here about that BMI and weight gain ranges, which is as per our CDC guidelines, which we follow for our patients. So, doctor, are you ready to add on the things to the weight gain in the pregnancy?
Yeah. So this is the chart basically which we have taken from the CDC guidelines. So as Priyam explained you that we calculate the BMI first and then we give the calories accordingly. So if your BMI falls less than 18.5, that means you're underweight. Then you need to in whole pregnancy you need to gain approximately 12.5 to 18 kg of the weight. And what the CDC guidelines says, like there is no need to gain the weight in first trimester. You can gain weight in second and third trimester. But this is contradictory to our national Indian guidelines, which say that you can gain the weight in first trimester as well. So if you fall into the healthy category, like your BMI is between 18.5 to 24.9, then the average weight gain should be around 11.5 kgs. That means 1.5 kg per week in second and third trimester. And if you fall under the overweight category, like 25 to 29.9 is the BMI, then you need to, gain less weight as compared to the normal, around about 7 kg to 11 kg, and 1 kg as compared to 1.5 kg in the normal range. 1 kg, they say the less weight gain just to, prevent the pregnancy related complications like diabetes, preeclampsia. So the risk of all the complications during pregnancy, during labor and cesarean section, they do increase if you are overweight and you have a high BMI. So just to prevent all those, the recommended weight gain is less for overweight and obese women. So if the BMI is more than 30, then you need to gain 5 kg to 9 kg in your pregnancy and zero point 0.8 kg per week in second and third trimester. Okay. So, Priyam will move on to the myth number 2. Do you have any doubts or should we move on? Okay, so Priyam, can you explain myth number 2 now?
Yeah, so here we are coming on the myth number 2. So generally the people have that myth, or what we can say, the concept in their mind that eating saffron, fresh coconut and oranges during pregnancy can make your child fairer. So this is a big myth. And actually the fact is the skin color is determined by the genetics. Okay, so whatever the parents are having that genetics or genes, according to that, the skin color is determined. And the skin color is basically, there's a pigment called melanin, so that is responsible for the skin color. But overall, there's a gene like DNA, genes, and all, which is responsible for the color of the baby, not not the food, which is like you are having the concept of eating that coconut or saffron or oranges. So this is a completely myth. So kindly please don't go on this kind of myth and go for the fact. So actually, there's a evidence about which says that actually what is responsible for the skin color. So I just told you that melanin is the most important factor which determines the color of the skin, and melanin is produced by the cells which is called the melanocytes. And which is the primary determinant for the skin color of the people with the darker skin. So basically, the people who are having the darker skin, they have a more melanin pigment as compared to the fairer skin. And there are more than 150 genes which are responsible and already identified, which are directly or indirectly related to the skin color. So nothing to do with the food, whatever you're eating is responsible for the color of the baby. Yeah, so now I'll add on here, doctor. I'll add on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are coming on the myth number 3, which is like very, very prominent, and we are also observing with our patients that eating butter or ghee can make your delivery smoother. So it is believed that no, that ghee contracts the uterus and make the cervix soft, resulting in the smoother delivery. It's not like that. I'll just explain with my part as a diet. So I'll just tell you that fat and all the oils or ghee and all is having too much calories in that. So what happens, like scientifically, or if you just think, with the language of science, then if you're adding more of the butter or ghee in your diet, it will add the calories, and finally it will add to your body's weight. So if your body weight increases, again there's a problem with the delivery. So it's not like it's completely myth. There's no any truth that eating butter or ghee can make your delivery smoother. So be careful. And now the doctor will add on about the factors which depends, which we take care of. Yeah, with the factors in which the normal.
The third is the passenger. So now what is the power? First, P power means your uterine contractions. So how strong the contractions are. Now, the average good amount of contractions for a good delivery is like 3 to 4 contractions for at least 60 seconds in 10 minutes. So these are called as a good contraction. So how strong the uterine contractions are, because these uterine contractions are going to push the baby's head into the pelvis, and that is going to cause the cervical changes. So that is the first power, like how strong your uterine contractions are coming. There's nothing that you can do as such, for increasing the uterine contractions. It is just it's the physiology. It will come by itself. You don't need to do anything. You just need to bear in mind that how you will cope up with the pain of the uterine contractions. So, and the second P is the passage. Now you can see this passage. So this is the basically passage means the pelvis. So the fetal head, the baby's head is going to descend from this part of the pelvis and going to come out from here. So how good the passage is, how good is the passenger. Passenger means your baby. So the passenger means the diameters of the fetal head, like that means how much flex the baby's head is in the pelvis, how much rotation can the baby do, and what is the size of the head. So all these factors, the power, passage and the passenger, will determine how quickly the normal delivery will happen and how easily it will happen. So these are the three factors which determine it, not the dietary factors. Okay, so if you have any doubts, just let me know. We will stop and explain. Otherwise, we will move on to the next slide. Okay, so should we move on then? Okay, so over to you, Priyam.
Okay, thank you, doctor. So we are going to continue with our myth. So now we are coming on the myth number 4. So the people having the myth like eating spicy food can induce your labor, can burn your baby's eyes, can result in the miscarriage. And it is also believed that eating hot and spicy food can lead to miscarriage and induce labor. So the fact is, there's no any such evidence to support the myth. Actually, when you are eating the spicy food, you may feel that heartburn, acidity and all, but it's nothing to do with your labor, nothing to do with your baby's eyes, miscarriages, and inducing labor. So there's as such no evidence which says that eating spicy foods can induce labor, can harm your baby's eyes, can result in the miscarriages, or can result in inducing the labor. So it's not like that, but it's very it's very healthy to avoid the spicy food because it can cause heartburn to a pregnant lady, which can other give you the other complications like maybe there's nausea, vomiting, gases, acidity. So that may lead to the low intake of the food. So basically, try to avoid the eating spicy food at all, but nothing related to all these myths. There's no any study, there's no any research, there's no evidence till now. So this is all about myth number 4. Now, the very important myth that is one should not eat papaya, mangoes, pineapple. Even I have heard that the people will say that no, chiku should not be eaten during the pregnancy. So I'll just tell you, like all whatever the fruits which are locally available, you can have it. But the fact is, only unripe papaya and unripe pineapple should be avoided. The reason behind this is unripe papaya contains chymopapin and pineapple contains enzyme called guanylate. So they can cause uterine contractions, but unripe papaya and unripe pineapple. So my suggestions is like we have already attached here the studies, so you can go with this link and find out the studies and research done. So in the fruits category, or whenever I'm advising to have fruits, I'll just tell to every pregnant ladies to have the local fruits which is available nearby to you and add at least 2 to 3 fruits in a day. But there's no any such restrictions like you can't eat papaya or pineapple. But unripe fruits should not be eaten, basically unripe papaya and pineapple. And if you want to take papaya, you can go for the second and third trimester. You can have a little bit of very well ripe papaya and very well ripe pineapple. So this is also a very big myth, and this is the fact which and the reference we have already attached, so you can go and find out it. Now we are coming on the myth number 6. So the myth number 6 is the people will say like that coconut water will grow the baby's hair and it will give you the discomfort and it can be harm for your delivery. But it's not like that. The fact is, coconut water is very good. It's very good in hydration. It's having a very good hydrating agent, having the potassium and other electrolytes. And it has nothing to do with the baby growth, especially the hair. So this is also a very big myth because coconut water is very hydrating liquid or hydrating a beverage to drink. On the myth number 7, it's very interesting, like craving and baby's gender. So basically, in this, the people will say that your craving will decide that your baby will be male baby or female baby. So it's a big myth because craving is nothing to do with your baby's gender. The fact is, baby's gender is determined during fertilization and has no correction with the craving in pregnancy. So basically, when you come to know that you're pregnant, it's already decided. So there's nothing to do with your cravings, like if you're having that sweet craving, the girl baby will be there, or if you're having that shower, or if you're having some spicy craving food, that the boy baby will be there. So it's not like that. It's a completely a very big myth that we carry generally, and the people are coming and telling to us and discussing with us. So this is the fact that whatever the craving is there, it's nothing to do with your baby's gender.
Yeah. So I will add
Yes,
on this.
doctor.
Yeah. So how is actually baby's gender determined? So it is like we all are born with 23 pairs of chromosomes, that they are the genetic structures. They make our make us basically. So 23 pairs means 46 chromosomes are present in male and 46 are present in the female. So when the fertilization happens, basically when a baby is formed, you can say the egg will fuse with the sperm, and that egg has XX chromosomes, and that the sperm that will have XX or XY. So now during the fertilization, if XX is formed, then it is a female, it's a girl. If XY is formed, like one Y comes from the male, then and X will come from the female, that will form XY, so that will represent as a male, and XX will represent as a female. One X will come from the mother and one X will come from the father, and a girl will be formed. If one X comes from the mother and other Y comes from the father, then it is XY. But it is.
So, as a summary, like I just want to explain you all that you can understand that how to what to eat and how to balance the diet as a pregnant lady. So definitely a balanced diet is required. So what is a balanced diet? The balanced diet is basically a diet which includes all the 5 food groups in a day. So having a balanced diet and eating well during the whole pregnancy means already you're having the variety of food. So that's how you can have your food when you are pregnant. And women's requirement is around 2000. Like if it's a sedentary, it is 1900 or 2000 calories. And in the second and third trimester, that extra calorie is add on. So if you are adding 350 extra calorie and your requirement is 2000, then the total calorie becomes 2350 calories. So this is how we are calculating, and this is how we are distributing the 5 food groups in a whole day. so that the pregnant lady should get the balanced diet and she should eat well during the whole pregnancy, and that will help in your overall like the health of the mother as well as the baby. And there are so many researches like how the nutrition is going to helpful and how nutrition is very very important, how much it is important during the entire pregnancy and post pregnancy also. So this is how the pregnant should eat, and try to avoid the ultra processed foods that are having added sugar, added salt. Even I suggest my pregnant ladies to avoid all the refined products, which is basically white in color. So like refined flour, refined sugar, and all the processed foods. So try to avoid all the processed food and choose the unprocessed food. So unprocessed foods are just you can understand like natural food. So like fruits, vegetables, pulses, nuts, seeds. If you're a non-vegetarian, you can opt for the eggs, meat, fish. And if you are a lacto-vegetarian, like if you can include milk, you can go for the milk, cheese, yogurt, paneer, and you can even add that potatoes, rice, pasta, and all, which is made from the unprocessed food. They should not be from the refined flour or refined rice product. And try to eat at least 5 portions of fruits and vegetables in a day that you can distribute according to your convenience. And the next is like then I give you the tips to how to get a 5 a day meal. So like how you can distribute a day so that you can have at least 5 meals, and if you can add on in between beverages and snacks, that will again come under 5 plus. So have a fruit for the breakfast. You can have any fruit like a slice of banana. You can have berries, which is available nearby, which is local available to you. And cook a variety of vegetables, blend them with the food. Like you can make it vegetable rice, vegetable added dal, vegetable added your parathas or rotis, and you can add like tomatoes, lemons, and all to make it more interesting and tasty. Add salad. Definitely add salad with your afternoon and evening whenever you're comfortable. You should have your salad, and you can have a snack in a variety of options. Like you can have a fruit, you can have a handful of dry fruits, nuts, raw vegetables, sticks. You can have like in the form of sprouts. You can have in the form of paneer. You can have in the form of mixed salad or mixed fruit. So these are the varieties, or you can add on more of the varieties with your snack. And when you are planning your day with this kind of planning, then definitely you are getting 5 meals a day, and you are having variety of meals which will give you the good nutrition and balanced diet in a day, which is going to help in your pregnancy till your delivery. And after delivery, the nutrition changes actually. So now we are coming on a little bit about the good sources of protein. So basically the good sources of proteins are your beans, pulses, fish, eggs, meat, poultry, and nuts. So try to have a lean meat part. So the liver and all is very fatty in the content. So try to have the lean meat in the form of chicken or the leg piece of chicken. And then plant-based proteins are like chickpeas, lentils, legumes, pulses. And then we are coming on the good sources of carbohydrates. So basically, the good sources of carbohydrates are the complex carbohydrates, which is the whole cereal and its products. So basically, your chapatis, your bread, your pasta, which is from the whole grain, is your good source of good carbohydrates. So that you can include, and that will give you the fullness. And apart from that, it will add fiber in your diet, which will help in your constipation, and overall, it will help in your other health, other vitamins and minerals absorption. Now, milk and dairy products. So it's like whatever you like. Like if I'm recommending 300 ml of milk and milk product in a day, so whatever form you like, whatever the food group you like, you can add on this and make your the complete day with a good nutrition, including your milk and milk product. So milk and milk products basically your curd, your yogurt, your cheese. You can make cheese with the milk. You can make homemade paneer that is called the cottage cheese, and they're a very good source of calcium, which is going to help you in making the strong bones and safe for your baby. So now here I'll just little bit explain you the my pregnancy plate. So which I have explained you. This will give you the very good idea that how the whole day should be distributed with the 5 food groups or different food groups. So what you can do is you can have your fruits and vegetables, half of the plate, which include all your vegetable types, which is non-starchy, green leafy vegetables, other vegetables and fruits. So that has to be 50% of the plate. And that one fourth of the plate should have the protein sources, which I explained to you, and the rest part is from the whole grain products, not that refined one. That's like complex carbohydrates, which is whole grain and which comes from the cereals and millets. So whatever the form you are including the whole cereals and whole millets, that will be like one fourth of the plate. Apart from that, water is very very important. So you have to drink at least 3 to 4 liters or more than that or less than that, depend upon your assessment. So all these give you the good idea that how you can complete a meal in a day, and depending upon your requirement, the amount varies. And this is like all about the five food groups. Apart from that, we have little bit of the spices which you can add in your food. We have oils, we have fat. So fats are basically your ghee butter which we are using in our cooking. And the oils are liquid in temperature. So basically, the balanced diet is the combination of all these food groups with your fats and oils with the limited. Fats and oil has a limited recommendation. So that depends upon how much spoon or how much ml or how much gram is recommended for you. That has to be used in 24 hours, not more than that. So this is all about your pregnancy plate. And for a little bit of idea, I'll give you the normal Indian plate, like how the Indian plate should look like. So we have taken the reference from NIN. So this is the normal Indian plate for the adults. So how you can imagine is like half of the plate should be full of your vegetable and fruit. And this is like your cereals and nuts should be around 240 to 250 grams. Your nuts should be around 30 grams. Your pulses should be around 90 grams. If the pulses and protein sources. So basically eggs, fresh foods, eggs and all together 90 grams. And if you're a vegetarian, then pulses has to be 90 grams. And if you're non-vegetarian, then pulses plus your non-veg sources together 90 grams. And you can use your fats and oil about 25 to 30 grams. So this is the basic idea with your all the milk and milk products. So this is the basic idea for the normal adult person. So before that, which I have just explained, was a pregnancy plate. So it the both together you can compare and you can have a good idea that how your a plate should look like as a pregnant plate, and this is a normal plate. So this is till now, and the next is like apart from this, see, this is giving you the idea, but how much to eat and what to eat, what not to eat, it all depends on your body's calorie requirement. So what we do is, I told you that we assess each and every pregnancy, and after the assessing, we are deciding that how much calories required. Depending upon that, like 50 to 60% calories come from the carbohydrates, 20% come from the protein, and 20 to 30% comes from the fat. So this is how we calculate, and after the calculation, how much food groups from each group has to be added. We are just planning and preparing, and we are trying to follow up, especially for the weight, weight follow up. That how much weight gain is there, how much is not there, is coming or not. So every week we have a plan to follow up, and we have a plan to change according to the weight gain and according to the overall health of the pregnancy. So this is how we are working. So if any question is there here, please, you all people are most welcome to ask. We'll discuss definitely.